One, go.
Hello everyone in HGTV land. My name is Alicia Nelson. I'm 30 years old and I am an academic specialist in the public school system.
And I'm Rob Wagner. I'm 31 years old. I work in the insurance industry. I'm a salesperson at a local independent agency in a small town just outside of the city. Our house hunting experience has been fairly uneventful for me. It was more of Alicia that did most of the house hunting. She was on every website possible, Trulia, Realtor, Zillow. There was probably others I didn't know about.
I think it became an addiction. I mean, every day I was like, all right, what's on the market today? So I was constantly looking to see different things that are going on the market. We had a certain price range. And a lot of the houses that we liked went really quickly. A lot of people who are young professionals like ourselves were looking for the same things, so things sold really quickly. So when we saw something we liked, we knew we had to jump on it.
So my house hunting experience, to kind of tag along with that, was she would just send me links from websites, whether it be any one of those websites I told you about. And then within the next probably 30 to 40 seconds, I already got her response on whether or not she liked it or not. So I got very little input on homes. Although actually, the home we wound up selecting, she sent me the link and then decided that she didn't like it. Gave me no chance to look at it, and I took a look at it, and I thought maybe we should go take a closer look at that house. So that was kind of our house hunting experience.
So I agree. I would say it was a little bit, though, more overwhelming for me. I'm 30 years old and I'm still living in my parents' house. I've been here for 30 years. So we are getting married in October and it's a huge transition for me. He was on his own already before, but for me this is my first time. So, I can't have my mom doing my laundry, making me dinner anymore. So knowing that we are looking for a house is a huge step for me. I don't know, it's crazy. Even though I am 30, it's still hard for me to leave, but I think I'm ready.
So what were you looking for in a home when we started looking?
Oh my gosh, I just want everything to be done. We're getting married in October. We really don't have time to do all the renovations. I just wanted to move in and something be ready. I'm attracted to colonials. I know you are. Two-story colonials, but I also really like ranches. Everything updated. I would love a white kitchen, big white countertop, big white cabinets, granite countertops, or even marble. That would be nice. And updated appliances. I really don't care about the stovetop. Is that what it's called? I don't even know. You want gas.
Oh, I want gas.
I don't even really know how to use a stove yet, so electric is fine for me. But I would like for them to be a little bit updated. I don't know if this is a weird thing, but I really like a window by the sink. If I have to do the dishes, which that will be your job. But when I do them, I like a nice window to look out when I am doing dishes. I'm trying to think what else. I want more spaces to entertain, separate living areas so that, we can do our own thing. He's a huge sport buff. ESPN is on constantly, whether it's soccer, football, baseball, whatever the season. So for him to have a separate space, a big TV, preferably a nice sized basement, would be ideal.
I think that's probably something that we agree on. I've always said that I want a nice TV room. I've always had one in my basement typically, so I like something that has maybe a partially finished basement. You could put a nice couch down there, a nice TV, kind of a darker room type thing where you have an area to watch TV, whether that be movies or in my case sports, or your case HGTV, House Hunters.
Or reality shows. But yeah, to have a separate space would be nice for
the
us.
Stuff I was looking for in a home, I always said I wanted a house similar to the one I grew up in, which was a colonial house. It was a 2-story house, very symmetrical with the door in the middle of the house, 2 windows to the side, a window above the door.
He loves clean lines and like
two
perfection. He likes
little
something be
OCD.
pleasing to the eye on the outside.
So that's kind of what I've always looked for, kind of that colonial type look where, you know, it's the front of the house, the front door, and windows that, I don't want to say, look nice. Correct. I'm more concerned about the major functional portions of the house as opposed to the cosmetic look. I'm totally
Are
fine.
you saying I'm just opposed to? I just am
Yeah,
looking
because
at
you
the
don't look at that stuff. So she would send me houses, or we'd drive past houses that are for sale, and she would say, oh, how much she really liked that, and we'd look how much it was, and it was maybe in our budget, but you could tell that the roof needed replaced, or
see,
you know,
I'm
it
not
says
looking at the
sold
roof.
as is, or something like that. So the main things I were looking for were a newer roof, newer furnace, newer electric, newer AC, that type of stuff, because those are all major home expenses. The other thing, like I said, I was looking for is a nice entertaining space for preferably in the basement. I would like a partially finished basement. The other thing I want that we would be looking for is I like an open kitchen. I don't like a real small closed off kitchen. I like a kitchen to be able to have enough space that you could have 10 or 15 people in there, and then you could also have your kitchen table also in there to eat at. I don't really like the separate dining room area. I'm not a huge fan of that. I do like an open kitchen. The other thing I think we both kind of agree on is we would both like some kind of a large backyard. I think your first major purchase you would like to make, other than appliances and things like that, if we need to update anything like that, would be a dog. So,
a dog is number one on our list after we do get married. So a fenced-in yard is really important to me. I don't know. I want the dog to be happy, running around. I mean, it will be like a child to us. So a fenced-in yard would be awesome. We know how expensive
or
they
even
are.
a yard that we could fence in. Just I would like a reasonable sized
But if
yard.
the fence is in,
That would make it easier,
It would make
you're
it a
right.
lot easier, and I'm more
So
about the easy way out of things. I mean, but yeah, a fenced-in yard would be awesome to have.
So what's your dream home?
Oh, just everything updated, spacious. Crown molding. I love crown molding. I think it gives a house so much extra character.
Yeah, I mean, my dream home would be something like the house that I described that I grew up in. I'm not a huge fan of massive houses that are going to be 4,000 square. I don't have time to clean that. You've never cleaned a home in your life, so I think I don't care about size necessarily. I would more like the interior to be finished to our liking. I like stainless steel appliances. I like obviously the updated countertop. Hardwood floors I think are nicer than having carpet throughout the home. I'm a big fan of hardwood floors. And a finished basement. Probably the main thing I was looking for in a home was the fact that I really wanted at least 2 bathrooms. We had looked at some that were 1.5 that were in our budget.
Which is fine for me.
But I grew up with a family of 3 boys, and then obviously our 2 parents. We had 1.5 bathrooms for a really, really long time, and I can remember we would have to line up in the morning to, take a shower. And I don't want that. I want to be able to have my own bathroom. She can have her own bathroom.
Yeah, but if there's space
we can have
to
our
work
separate
on a
space.
bathroom, I mean, we can always do the work.
Yeah, but that's something that would be nice. I would prefer at least 2 bathrooms in our house.
For me, it really doesn't matter as long as it had the potential. I'm not the most creative person. I don't think, right? I mean, you would say I'm not the most creative.
I'd probably agree with that.
So if things are done, it's just so much easier. You have a vision, I think, when you walk in a house to see
I can see
things
some
that
things.
could be worked on. But for me, I just rather have it be done. And like I said, we're getting married, so the less we would have to do, the better. Why don't we talk about some turn-offs? Like, if you were walking in a house, what is something that would completely turn you away from house?
Going again, not having 2 full bathrooms. I really wouldn't care to look at anything that has anything less than 2 bathrooms.
What about the garage? I know that was a big deal for you too.
Yeah, I want an attached garage. I definitely want an attached garage. My old home had a detached garage, and I never really used it because I'd have to walk, 50 or 60 feet, which I know doesn't sound like a long time, but when it's 10 degrees in the winter, the detached garage doesn't really do much other than keep the snow off.
Yeah. For me, the one main thing is anything that moves that shouldn't be there. So any insects or rodents, if I see something, it will completely freak me out and I will run out of the house. I mean, I can't even deal with a little spider in the house. So we're in my parents' house. So if I see a rodent, it will completely set me off. If I see mouse droppings, I don't care. It would just, you just feel like something's in, I don't know. It's not relaxing, comfortable environment. So that would completely set me off.
I would say another major deal breaker for me would be any kind of going along to what I was looking for in a home too. Anything, that was going to need some serious work on the structure of the home. So if it had a bad foundation or a bad roof, I'm really not looking to pay somebody to do that. I would kind of like those things to be taken care of. The stuff on the inside of the house, I'm not the handiest of person, but I can paint walls. I can't repair a foundation.
Luckily, his future brother-in-law is handy, so he'll help you out with everything.
Love some projects.
So, I'll just be relaxing when you're doing that.
Yep. No, you're painting.
Yeah. So, what is something we do agree on with a house? I can think of one thing so far.
What do you think that is?
I think we would both, I'm not speaking for you, you can, say what you want, but a bar area would be awesome for us because we grew up, our parents always had a bar area, not just for drinks. I mean, it's more of like an entertaining space. Yeah. I mean, for drinks, but it's nice to have an entertaining space. Both of our parents have a bar area, so I don't know, I think it's important in our house time.
Yeah, I said I wanted something like that,
Yeah.
or at least the space to be able to make one.
Yeah. It just, I don't know,
I
when
would
you have
agree
people
there.
over, it's nice to kind of sit around, talk.
That could be in the basement too.
Yeah, if it's in the basement, that would be great.
It's kind of where both of ours are right now too. So.
Yeah, both of ours are in the basement, so.
You're at 12 minutes.
Are you serious?
So this is a deck area of my parents' house with trees surrounded, a big backyard as you can see over here. So to have a deck area with a big backyard would be awesome if we could have that in our new house. It's just it's an extra space. It's the trees give it privacy. So having a deck area would be great. I hope I have that in my next house.
All right, so this is my parents' basement. This has been my home for the last 3 or 4 months, something like that. This is kind of what I was talking about, something I'd like to incorporate in our new house. I like a finished basement area where you could have a couple couches, a nice TV, and then over here, I really like this. They have a nice little bar area, and then if you can see straight through there, that's my bedroom. So this is kind of where I've been living. I'd love to have a nice bar area and then kind of a seating area with some TVs and chairs and tables, things like that. You can entertain downstairs.